Hello everyone, welcome to Having Brighter Days. My name is Deanna, and today I wanted to show you how I do my napkins in resin, but this time I kind of wanted to change it up. So I pulled out my wine caddy mold, and then I have some round coasters to go with it. But this time what I want to do is I want to layer my napkins together on top of our resin. I'm going to show you how I do that. But first, let's go ahead and mix up. Here I have about 2/3 of a cup, equal part A and B, all mixed in, ready to go. And then I just have my white pigment paste right here. It's brand new. I'm super excited to use it. I'm just going to dip a little bit in there. Get that one out of the way. All right, so next we're going to be filling our molds. We want to fill them about halfway, depending on how high you want your image to sit. Okay, so there we have it. I'm just gonna clean my stick off so I can use it again next time. I found that using white resin on the background is the way to go to make the design on your napkin, really pop. Okay, so I have a full sheet of napkin, minus a little circle that I did for another project. But I'm gonna basically want the whole length of this one right here. So okay, for the coasters I have a little stencil. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of line that up. Two for our coasters. And I think for the coasters I want to use these big bees. So let's do the same thing with those. And I'm just going to kind of trace around. to our resin after our napkins are all cured. The resin is still very, I just laid it 20 minutes ago, so it's nowhere near cured. But what we can do is we can do our first step with our napkins. And what I want to show you is that we need to separate. We need to separate them. So we have one layer, and then we have a second layer. Sometimes they're a little fussy. There it is. So with your tissues, your napkin, tissue paper, napkin, you want to break it down to the very single layer. And we're going to place it on our wet resin, just starting from one side. And you're just gonna let the resin grab the napkin. I like to kind of get like a little toothpick or something. Making sure that it lays flat. And there you have it. We'll do the same for our other one. Separating it, one layer. And there's the other one. And coming back to this one. There you have it. So my original thought was to get this one cut and shaped and ready to go onto the wine caddy. However, you have that circle in the middle, and that's going to be kind of challenging, we'll put it that way, to get it to fit just right and to cut it perfectly. So I'm going to let this cure completely, and then we'll come back to it and I'll show you what we'll do there. I'm also not going to put on, my, should I? I don't know. My original thought was to not put on these, wait till it cured and then Mod Podge. I'm wondering if I should do one that way and one with, let's try that. Let's see all of our options. So let's separate our bees. It has little antennas. I don't want to, look at, see? I don't want to rip, and I just ripped it. We're good, we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna try that, but I touched it and it kind of got a little wrinkly. Let's see if we can lay it flat again. This napkin's a little bit heavier than what I normally am used to, and I don't know why is that? Maybe I can kind of use him to cover it up. I don't think that's gonna really adhere. All right, so I was getting ready to kind of close up and cover these, and I noticed it all took. So it's all nice and blended in. You can't even see the white anymore from the napkin. So it really looks like he's like on top of it, and it looks amazing. So I just wanted to show you. Now I'm debating if I should do the same thing to that one, because it worked. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do the exact same thing on our other coaster right here. Sorry, I don't know. So I just have some Mod Podge here, and I have a brush. Let's get our napkin. What we'll do is we'll just go ahead and put a layer just right on the top. And I've already separated the napkin to just that single layer. And I'm gonna attempt to do one corner at a time. I do have a dry brush that I'll use. So this is just a dry brush, no glue on it, and I'll kind of use that to help pat it down. Careful not to rip the napkin. But we will let that completely dry before we do our layers for our butterflies, because we want to let this dry before we Mod Podge our next step. All right, so next we're going to kind of figure out the placement of where we want our bees. I think kind of a little offset like that is adorable. We're going to get our glue, probably just paint it on directly onto the napkin. Would be the better. What happened with the resin, by putting the layers on, it kind of made the white of the background for the bees disappear. And I'm hoping that that will happen again with our Mod Podge, because that was a really, it looks really cool. So, oh, don't rub it because I just ripped that off. Okay. I'm gonna kind of use my brush, that way I'm let's take our heat gun to it, kind of dry the glue. Okay, we have our resin all mixed up, and we can go ahead and do our top coat. I've demolded them, and I've also added a gold paint along the side. And there's our layered bee coaster. Here's our other one. And our wine caddy with the 3 little bees. And that one also has the gold marker along the edge. Well, there you go. Thank you for watching this little experiment with layering napkins. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a blast making it. And thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.